This is vagina monitoring. This is P.O.C. Why multiple shadows? And they are stalking. All right, and this is what they're doing while they're engaged in what is stalking by helicopter. And this is an entity that's acting with the state, that's pacing around with sirens sounding, waiting for me to walk outside of the Fontana Lewis Library in order to do so in the engineered environment where the fake sun remains from beginning of the day until the end of the day. This is the basis of federal prison, and this is the demon that knows that I'm there. She's staying fixed on her communication device as though that is not the case, and it is not disproving the pattern of conduct. It is irrelevant to the malicious and psychopathic behavioral issues concerning the people. 9 George Barry David 541, and she's also engaged in surveillance as the entity that is stalking under the fake moon. Okay, this is indeed a mentally ill person who is very malicious, and this is Michael Dorsey, Aquanetta Warren. You're talking about the San Bernardino County fire, the demons that are doing nothing other than driving around in circles, pacing around the perimeter with light activity and sirens for sex offenders like this to block the bathroom door, limiting access to the bathroom so that they can keep particular toilets under surveillance as less of the demons have left the library, nonetheless not engaging in any less of the pattern of conduct. 6S CJ 673. This is the entity stalking in the sky space. There's no airport in Fontana. This is the same pattern of conduct underway in Ontario. While the entity is under the fake moon, that's not over the Ontario Town Square. It's over the Fontana Lewis Library, and where the entity is stalking with helicopter while I'm inside of the venue. This is Michael Dorsey, who is clearly exposing the fact that he is an enemy that has been waiting to be exposed, but this is a matter of evidence that's been on the record for years. Okay, and terrorist leaders are going to be removed. You're not staying in law enforcement. You're also not getting a final paycheck. This is an entity that's going to be subject to prosecution. You're going to be prosecuted like any other foreign terrorist that's not welcome and will not be given any benefits. All right, license 9SMS 852. This is P.O.C. All right, the janitors inside of the venue are engaged in surveillance on behalf of the government, and they're doing so while they're engaging in the perpetual sex offense, and this is referred to as criminal summoning by the city of Fontana. Okay, this is P.O.C. This is where the demon engaged in what is molesting me with impossible light, and then you'll pay attention to the facial expressions of psychopaths looking so appalled and surprised by my presence when you are stalking as the fake sun is over this venue, moving over me as it's moving, just like the fake moon is. Okay, and you're engaged in what is waiting until I'm there so you can commit a sex offense for the state that's maintaining aerial surveillance. All right, this is ongoing chaos and terrorism that Aquanetta Warren's being removed from office for. Okay, you're literally going to replay this body of evidence that's going to prosecute her as a gang stalker, a terrorist in Fontana, because she is not staying in office. Her name is Aquanetta Warren, and the Fontana City Council are engaged in criminal surveillance and furtherance of targeting American citizens, murdering them, and the same entity is Ontario Police. They are one entity. It is the same as Pomona Police, like I stated. It is not different, and the demons of Fontana Police are pacing right here behind the city bank. They've dipped below the roof of the bank, and they're going back and forth. All right, they're stalking. So is the people of the state. That demon that's in her vehicle, she's engaging in what is surveillance. That's P.O.C., and that's surveillance that's underway in the bathroom. So here's my shot of in front of me. This is the entity that's engaging. Michael Dorsey is a sex offender. Okay, he is a sex offender, he is a pervert, and he's severely mentally ill. And this is the ability to identify this in this supernatural environment. This has nothing to do with the light that I'm standing under. Okay, lights that are standing under, these lights are not projecting your shadow in front of you and also behind you, right? And on the floor. That's not created by this light activity. Those are demons stalking in the bathroom, demons stalking in the parking lot, monitoring on devices, psychopaths pacing all around me, obsessed with my vagina, and also hostile and aggressive because they are demons who are being exposed, sharing in the same criminal conduct that's putting Mike Lorenz and every other terrorist like Michael Dorsey where they belong, which is in prison. That's where they belong. This is what Fontana Police is doing in order to murder somebody and psychologically torture them. And Michael Dorsey is doing it with a particular documented level of impunity, revealing what is a terrorist, an enemy in the United States. This is stalking with light, demonic behavior. That's both diagnosing mental illness and prosecuting for terrorism. This is what's stalking in the bathroom. This is Fontana Lewis Library, and the relevant context is that the entity is engaged in the same thing while the fake sun is documented from morning until night. This is P.O.C. This is an entity that's engaging in what is, again, I want you to pay attention because these are the details you're paying attention to. This is impossible light. See the frame of the tree? That's how powerful that light is, not headlights. And it wasn't there a second ago. Very demonic. That was a demon in the vehicle that I showed you. That Latina female is a demon. And she's moving her vehicle because she's very much aware of my presence. Psychopath. Very much a psychopath. Okay, psychopaths keeping my vagina under surveillance. It's now Lisa Hazen is to Fontana Lewis Library, as Sean Thrasher is at the Ovid Family Community Library. You know where Sean Thrasher's going? He's going to prison. He's going to prison as surely as Michael Dorsey is helping put him there, and vice versa. This is P.O.C. It is currently 9:01 p.m., and that's relevant to the ongoing terrorism that they've been engaged in all day long inside of the library. This is P.O.C. Stalking with light inside of the Fontana Lewis Library. It's because Fontana Lewis Library, San Bernardino County, is the government's engagement in the P.O.C. with the terrorists, the stalkers who are the people of the state. Everybody, all those demons, all those psychopaths, all those stalkers sitting there staring at computers while they're stalking me. All right, that's P.O.C. It is currently, like I stated, 9:02 p.m.